Evolution of software apps. First of all, what is a GUI? A GUI, meaning graphical user interface, is a user interface to your computer that gives you easy ways to navigate through your desktop and programs by using icons or other visual indicators to interact with devices rather than a text via a command line. Some of the earlier computer systems, such as the Windows 95 and Macintosh operating system, each come with a GUI. Your current computers will surely use one. So let's look into the development of GUIs. In 1979, Xerox developed the first prototype for a GUI. Steve Jobs, inspired by the GUI of the prototypes of Xerox, released the Apple Lisa in 1983, being the first PCs to offer a GUI. Lisa included 7 different GUI applications for users in its Office system mode. In 1984, the Macintosh was released. It was the first commercially successful product to use a multi-panel Windows interface. A desktop metaphor was used, in which files look like pieces of paper and file directories look like file folders.
What are search engines, you might ask? Well, they are essentially software that are made to search through various databases of information to find the best possible result for the inputted information. They work by using web bots, web crawlers, which are essentially internet bots that go through websites to read its pages and other information to create entries for a search engine index. Archie was the first proper search engine index. At this time, the World Wide Web wasn't in existence, so it used FTP servers to function. As you can see, some of the most successful ones included JumpStation, Lycos, Yahoo, and Google.
VisiCalc is an interactive visible calculator introduced by Software Arts in 1979. Being the first spreadsheet for the Apple II, VisiCalc rose in popularity due to their innovation and encouraged the sales for the product. Numerous customers bought the $2,000 Apple II computers just to be able to run the program. With this, VisiCalc became personal computing's first killer application, converting it from just an entertaining and convenient app to a necessary business accessory. This then led to rivalry with other computing platforms, improving their aspects in order to create programs such as Lotus 123 as well as Microsoft Excel.
A web browser is a software application for accessing information on the World Wide Web. Each individual web page, image, and video is identified by a distinct uniform resource locator or URL, which enables browsers to retrieve these resources from a web server and display them on the user's device. A web browser and a search engine are not the same thing, though they are often confused. A search engine is just a website that stores searchable data, but to connect to the website server, the user needs to have a web browser installed. As of March 2019, 4.5 billion people, or 55% of the world's population, are connected to web browser users. The World Wide Web, not to be confused with the World Wide Web, was the first browser created by W3C director Tim Berners-Lee. It was later renamed to Nexus to differentiate from the actual World Wide Web. At the time, it was the only browser and the only way to access the web. In 1993, Mosaic was the first browser to allow images embedded in text, making it the world's first popular browser. In 1995, Internet Explorer made its debut as Microsoft's first web browser. In 1996 was arguably the beginning of competition between web browsers, mainly between Internet Explorer and Navigator. In 2003, Apple released Safari browsers, made especially for Macintosh computers. In 2004, Mozilla launches Firefox as Netscape Navigator faded out. In 2008, Google appeared to take over the web browser market with the release of Google Chrome. And in 2015, Microsoft releases Microsoft Edge to combat Google Chrome.
Social networking apps. Social networking apps are applications that enable users to share and create content or to participate in social networking. Snapchat, Instagram, Facebook, and many other applications are social network applications and have a history behind them. Social networking roughly began with the emergence of blogging in the 1990s. The first social media site, 6 Degrees, was founded in 1997 and lasted until 2000. 6 Degrees was the first to have social media concepts, which many other applications use today. It allowed users to list friends, family members, and acquaintances on the site. It also allowed users to send messages and post bulletin boards to people related to the user. In 2002, social networking hit its stride with the launch of Friendster. Its service had similar properties to 6 Degrees, and within a year after its launch, Friendster boasted more than 3 million registered users and a ton of investment interest. In 2003, LinkedIn was introduced to the internet, taking a more serious approach to social networking. It is a primary networking resource for business people who want to connect with other professionals. With the later introductions of MySpace and the still popular Facebook, its features such as the wall, timeline, and likes and reactions has greatly inspired and improved many of the other applications we use today.